Hello and welcome to Return of Friday Night Fright. It's 2025 and I'm back with my podcast and it's going to be comprised of stuff which has already been on my YouTube channel. But that's fine because this week's episode is going to involve the episode reviews of the first two episodes of Severance Season 2. Amazing show. It's also going to include the latest episode review of Debt's Original Sin from the episode which was last week. I think that's episode 7. Yay! And it's going to include reviews of Presents and Companion. You'll get a review of Companions. I saw that yesterday, which was Monday when recording this. So you get a review of that and you'll get spoilers for that. So if you don't want spoilers, stop listening now. But you'll get all that, and you also get me talking about how confusing the Marvel timeline is when you try and arrange the movies in chronological order, and it gets confusing and weird, and I swear a lot. That's all of that is on this new episode, Friday Night Fright, first episode of 2025, and hopefully I'll do episodes the rest of the year, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, on to the start of the show! So by the time you listen to this, Severance Season 2, Episode 3 will be out, but I've watched first two episodes, and they're really, really, really good. Severance is, for my money, the best goddamn show on TV in years, maybe even decades. It's sharp, it's funny, it's insightful, it's incredibly well acted, and it's very strange. Like, really, really strange. And this season's even stranger than last season, because now it's starting to get some answers. Let's make things even more confused, which is great. Like, who is Patricia Arquette's character? What is going on? What is Helly's relationship to Cayman? What is going on? Because it's getting more and more incredibly strange and cool and awesome. And Chris Walken's back in episode 2 and gives John Turturro, he's looking for John Turturro's character now. So it's like, wow, we've got a flip there. We get some more backstory on characters, which is fascinating because it just adds depth to it. And also, I have no idea what's going on, and I love it. The only thing I'm disappointed about is it took so long between seasons, but now it's back. It's sort of like, yeah, it's awesome. So I genuinely have no idea where it's going. I know they're talking about Cold Harbor and they meet Marquez for something, but it's one of the best times I've had watching TV show in a while because I don't know what they're going to do. You know, like this episode gave us lots of answers after last week's mystery building, but at the same time I still feel like we're being kept in the dark, and it's so radical, you know. And I'm really hyped for the next episode. And I gotta say, Apple TV is knocking out frigging park. Them and Paramount Plus, they're just in league of their own. I was saying my own downside so far is that, and this isn't so much criticism of what's on the show, because I know for various reasons it took them years, 3 seasons, but can we have seasons quicker? I know I don't want to interfere with the quality of things like that, but 18 months between seasons. Oh, that's the optimum point. 18 months between seasons. Please, come on. Do it for that. But so far, season 2, I love it. And that's time for Debt's Original Sin, which is the flip side to something like Severance. Because Severance, I feel, was like genuine quality and trying to aspire to be artistic and art and say something meaningful about the human existence. And Debt's Original Sin is not that show. It's crazy. If you've been listening on my YouTube channel, I covered all the episodes up to episode 6. I forgot to cover episode 6. I'll just do it shortly here and say episode 6 was weird and fun and crazy and kind of comedic. I suppose a bit more unusual. But episode 7's the episode where things go full crazy. And by crazy, I mean like McSetsy's being a bad, McDreamy, whatever his name is, McDreamy's being a bad boy, y'all. He's being very bad. Now, horror fans know that you never trust Patrick Dempsey in a horror property, and Debt's Original Sin definitely has horror property elements to it, but like, you don't trust that guy. Something mischievous and macabre about him, and Debt's Original Sin confirms it. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we have our season's big bad. We have him at last. They were teasing it, but now we have him, and it's like, oh, you sneaky little bastard, what are you doing? And it's all Dexter, you know. They're getting us to the point where, like, come on, Dexter, kill him for us, kill him. Which sounds weird to say, but it's sort of like, you know, you've got to root for the guy who's slightly less evil. Still evil and still crazy, but he has a code. The code! He has code like Batman has code. I don't think Patrick Dempsey has code. But man, I love this episode. I love this show. It's kind of dumb, but in best possible way. Where Severance, I feel like, rewards you for intensely studying it and come up with theories. Dexter's like, nah, you don't need theories. It's that guy. It's him. And it's so broad. And I actually genuinely like the stuff they're doing with Deb. I think that's interesting. Usually on these sort of shows, I hate that stuff. But I'm actually kind of thinking, yeah, there's some cool characterization here. And she's got some fight to her, which is cool, and personality. And Harry's still a bit of a git, but, Kristen Slater's doing a good job. So this episode's kind of crazy, because, it feels like we're getting to the end of season now. I don't know how many episodes are left, but, we're definitely getting near the end of season. And it's, if you were to tell me, I never actually watched Dexter, but if you were to say 6 months ago, Ian, you're going to see a kid playing Dexter, and he's going to go up against that dude from Grey's Anatomy, I'd be like, and Transformers, I'd be like, nah, mate, that ain't going to happen. But it's going to happen. We got to call the showdown ever, and I'm like, yeah, pumped. This is, I'm going to go on a bit of a tangent here, but this is why I love streaming culture. I know this sort of show was Mate and Severance and all of those were main parts, but I love that they just finished the season. And they're like, there you go, man. 8 weeks, guaranteed. I mean, Dexter did take a break between episodes, but I just love it. And I wish they'd do it more, more cool stuff, more silly prequels and genuine artistic shows. But Paramount Plus and Apple TV really, despite the fact that Tim Cook is a bad guy in Jurassic with Dominion or Fallen Kingdom or whatever the fuck it's called, but if he wants to throw money at these shows, more power to him. He should hopefully do some better things with his money. It's do some things to improve humanity and not enslave them. But if all he's going to do is throw money at Severance, well, a lot of people do less than that. So yeah, I love this episode. I love how weird it was. I'm loving flashbacks. And I'm just getting by that it's all can go spectacularly wrong whenever they get to the last episode. So this was hype, man. And now it's time for Steven Soderbergh Presents, written by David Cope, the guy who wrote some of the Spider-Man movies. Presents, his latest movie. And I gotta be honest, I have so much respect for Steven Soderbergh. I don't think he always makes the greatest movies, but I love his attitude of, he just loves making movies. And it's not even a case of he needs them to be masterpieces or things like that. He just plain loves making them. And I think for this one, he was like, he wanted to make a horror movie and just make it from the ghostly POV. And firstly, that's a cool idea. I'm sure other movies have done that before. I know on Blue Sky. I'm on Blue Sky, not Twitter. Don't touch Twitter. Elon Musk can go and, jelly roll it. But I know some people on Blue Sky were saying this was a bit like a movie called Nickel Boys, but I don't have a fucking clue what movie that is, so I ain't never heard of it. So I was quite impressed with the novel idea. And I also thought it would be cool to see Steven Soderbergh do a movie like a sort of haunted house, low budget-ish movie where it's about creativity more than anything is, because obviously that's what I do. I'd make movies like this, and having seen the movie, I'm like, Jesus fuck, Stephen, you really have you've just done a victory lap over anything I've ever made, because nothing I've made is this visually interesting or this brilliant an ending. I won't spoil you guys the ending, but what I always says, the last of 10 minutes are just amazing. It's one of those movies where it ends at the exact right moment. I mean, as you probably know, because the movie's an hour and 24 minutes long, but the whole movie rockets through. It's got a great pace to it. It doesn't stop or drag. It moves quickly. Every scene has some sort of real beat to it, real push through. And the overall aesthetic is a very tight atmospheric thriller, which is awesome. And it's good. It's a good movie. Why is it best I've seen? No, I personally go with Saturday Night, although I haven't seen Brutalist yet. But what I always says, I really enjoyed this movie, and I think it's good. If you can see it, I recommend it. 24, not so much a scary horror movie, but very atmospheric, very eerie. and again, great ending, and an ending which actually does make the movie you've seen better, because I'd say up to that point I was going to give it probably a 3, and after that I thought I'm tempted to give this a 4. I'd probably still go for a 3 because I'm veering away from doing 0.5 marks for things, because it's either a 3 or 4, it's not 3.5. Like, to me there's no in between. But what we say is that the ending's a 4 and movies are 3, so if I was doing half marks it would get half mark, but I'd probably push more for 3, because I don't know if it stand up to a repeat viewing, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm constantly in awe that Steven Soderbergh is making movies like this. It's very cool. It's very, very cool. So if you can see it, I do recommend it. Hello, I am a professor in cinema. I am Professor Ragongo. Yes, I'm Professor Ragongo, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Marvel Studios Cinematic Universe timeline. Now, the first movie released by Marvel Studios in Phase 1 was Iron Man, starring Robert Downey Jr. But if we think about the chronology, this might be the first movie released, but it's not the first appearance of Tony Stark. That occurs at the start of Iron Man 3, where we see a flashback to 1999. Only that's not accurate either, because in Captain America Civil War, we see a young version of Iron Man in a bath simulation, and that version has yet to lose his parents. In fact, they die on that day. But then we have to jump back to Captain America Winter Soldier. No, Captain America Civil War, because that's where we see his parents die. But that isn't first appearance of Winter Soldier, because in Captain America the Winter Soldier we see flashbacks to his captivity. But then we have to go back further to Captain America, the First Avenger, where we meet Winter Soldier and we meet Steve Rogers. But then we run into problems. The opening of Captain America First Avenger takes place sometime earlier, because there's the Tesseract. So we've established that Captain America First Avenger is the first Marvel movie chronologically, but it's not. You see, then we run into Quagmire. Which comes first? In 4, we see a young Thor and young Loki thousands of years ago. But then in 4-2, we see an even younger Thor and Loki even longer ago. But then in 4 Love and Thunder, no, 4 Ragnarok, we see Hela killing the Valkyrie, which has to have occurred even earlier than that. So is the part of 4-3 the first chronological movie? Yes, but no, it's not. Because in Guardians of the Galaxy, we discovered that the Eternal, beings created the entire universe. So, now we can establish that the earliest point for the Marvel franchise is the start of the thing in Guardians of the Galaxy. That segment, Guardians of the Galaxy, is where we have to start everything. So, chronologically, the first thing in Marvel Universe is that scene in Guardians of the Galaxy where they're watching as the 6 beings, who aren't the Eternals, sorry, I got that wrong, 6 beings use the singularities to create life. But in the Eternals, which is set up, which was made after it, but set at the same time, maybe, Amersham is like, yeah, we create universes and Earths and things like that. So it's like, hang on a second. So the Eternals are 10,000 years old. So I think they're older than Thor and Loki, but are they older than Odin? And did they create Asgard? Did Amersham create Asgard? I'm already confused, but okay. Doesn't matter. No one cares about the Eternals. So, right, okay. So, we're going chronologically from that point forward. Okay, so we're going to put Eternals, part of Eternals, at front next to a bit from Guardians of the Galaxy. So if you want to watch these movies in chronological order, you need to extract the part from Guardians of the Galaxy where the collector talks about the history of the universe. You need to isolate that part, okay? Not him describing it's fine, but you need to isolate that bit where you see them use the singularities, okay, and bring existence into reality. You need to have that at the start. Or you can have the bit from Avengers Infinity War where one talks about the singularities. You can have that. It's like the first thing you see, but you need to cut out the Avengers, you need to put that at the start. Okay, so I'm already confused. Yeah. Then we go from there. Captain America: First Avenger is the start point of this because that's the earliest point in the continuity. In the relatively modern day continuity. Okay, so go from there. Captain America, First Avenger ends with him going to modern day. We're going to forget that for a second, because before you watch that, as soon as this ship hits the ice, you jump to Agent Carter 1 and 2, which are still continuity. You jump to those, and then you watch those, and then you have to go back and watch Iron Man, because Iron Man takes place before they discover Captain America, so you have to watch Iron Man first. No, see, you can't, because it turns out that Ed Norton's Hulk is technically a sequel in the loose terms to the Eric Bana version of the Hulk. So you have to go back and watch the Eric Bana version of Hulk first, and then Iron Man. So you watch Captain America until he falls into the ice, and then watch the Eric Bana version of the Hulk, then you watch Iron Man, and then you watch either for the parts without the backstory and the past, you need to watch those, and then you jump to you watch 4, and you watch Hulk, and you watch Iron Man 2 back to back, okay? But then you gotta stop and think, because there's some Marvel shorts, which I'll actually, you know what, we're just going to ignore those, because those don't matter. Those do not matter. I cannot stress how they do not matter, okay? So from there, you watch those, then you watch the Avengers. And the Avengers is great, because the Avengers, picks up from Captain America. Well, no, because then after you watch those movies, you need to watch the bit with Captain America where he wakes up in Monday, and then you watch the Avengers, and that's perfectly that all makes sense, okay? The Avengers takes place, and that's fine. You watch the Avengers, and you're all good. Okay, and then... No, that doesn't work, because you need to watch Guardians of the Galaxy, because you need to watch this shit. That's in the stuff with Peter in the 80s. Oh, crap, and I forgot Captain Marvel. Okay, so scrap that. So, right, first thing you should watch, you watch Captain America do Falls in the Ice, and then you watch Agent Carter 1 and 2, and then you watch, then you watch, the start of Guardians of the Galaxy set in the 80s, and then you jump to, Captain Marvel, and then you watch Iron Man 2, and the Hulk, then you watch the Eric Bana Hulk, you watch that one, and then you jump to the Iron Man and those, and then you watch those, and that's all fine, except, no, it's not, because, fucking Ant-Man and Wasp both have flashbacks to the 80s, so no, you need to jump back and watch those, and you also need to watch a bit from Winter Soldier with Tony Stark. I'm lost already, but basically, so essentially we're all good. No, that takes us up to Avengers. No, except it doesn't, because Black Widow flashbacks in the 90s. Fuck. Okay, so basically what you can do is you can view it as, you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, you watch the Captain America Falls in the Ice, then you watch Guardians of the Galaxy, the opening bit from that. Then you watch the Captain Marvel flashbacks, I guess. Although, no, that doesn't work because those take place in the 70s. Okay, screw that. So, you watch the flashbacks from Captain Marvel, where she's a kid and grown up, because those clearly take place in the 70s. And then you watch Guardians of the Galaxy with stuff with Peter, and then you watch Ant-Man and Wasp, because that's seen set in the late 80s. Then you watch flashbacks from Ant-Man and Ant-Man and Wasp, because they're set in the 80s, and that takes you up to date, except it doesn't, because Janet's flashbacks from fucking Ant-Man 3 set just after she found the quantum realm, and I know time doesn't exist in the same way, but we have to assume it does, so you watch those. And then you watch a bit where Michael Douglas punches out the guy who later becomes a member of Hydra, and they're all sort of join us, and he's like, no. So you watch those, and then you jump forward to Iron Man. No, then you watch the modern day 92 stuff in Captain Marvel, and then you watch Iron Man. Yep, okay, that's it. That's good. Okay, okay, so then we're up to the Avengers, and then from the Avengers you watch Iron Man 2? Iron Man 3. Everything in Iron Man 3 except the opening bit, because that's set in the late 90s, which you have to focus on. So Iron Man 3, 4, I think 4 2 comes after that, but you do not watch the bit with the, Okay, no, that doesn't work. So Iron Man 3, you don't watch a start, because you already watched it. You watch the whole movie, except for post-credit scene, which you watch later. So that's Tony Stark telling the story later than Bruce Banner. So I'm going to assume that happens after, relatively close, after Tony's absorbed everything. And also, it's very important that Iron Man 3 is set at Christmas. So Iron Man 3 is set at Christmas after the Avengers. Okay, so that's very important. So from there, we jump to, 4-2, which you ignore the start 4-2 with the whole stupid army thing, because that takes place in the past, so you ignore that. You should have already seen it. And then from 4-2, 4-2 ends with the Beast rampaging, and from there, they don't tell you this, but from there you watch you watch Captain America Winter Soldier. It's set for the opening bit. And any flashbacks? Oh shit! Because there's some flashbacks to the 40s in there, aren't there? Fuck. Okay, well that's fine. You can, if you want to watch those, you can. It doesn't matter. But what you do is from there, you watch Captain America: Winter Soldier, and you wonder why the Avengers aren't helping Captain America. And from there, you watch it starts at the end of Captain America: Winter Soldier. No, the Avengers haven't formed yet. The new Avengers. From there, you watch, what comes after that? Guardians of the Galaxy? Yeah, you watch, Guardians of the Galaxy, I think. I'm losing track of what comes out when. You watch Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is set, you watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1, which is set for the opening bit, which takes place in the 80s. Should have already watched that. You watch Guardians of the Galaxy 1, and then you, from there you, oh god, I can't even remember what's happening. You just jump straight to Avengers Age of Ultron. Just jump to that, which is fine. Except you can't, because the Avengers Age of Ultron doesn't have flashbacks. So they've lost the scepter. Yeah, you jump to. At this point, you should probably have watched some of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., except not really, because what's the goddamn point of watching that show? But if you want to be a complete, you should watch that. Oh shit, I've got, no, because the Netflix shows, Daredevil, Jennifer Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, are all set around this time frame. So, they're set after the thing. So you should probably have watched those. And then, you jump forward, you jump forward to, Age of Ultron, which is a movie, and it's all set relatively in one time frame, and ends with formation of the Avengers, yay! And then, then you just, we're actually on part 1, I'll be back for part 2 soon, because I've completely forgotten what's takes place when. So I'm going to be kind and give you my actual feedback and review of this in loose possible terms without any spoilers straight up, because I think that's quite a nice thing to do. This is an excellent movie. You should go see it. It's really, really, really good. And Sophie Thatcher and Jack Quaid are exceptional, and it's a great movie. I think the best way to describe it is it's got a very Coen Brothers vibe to it, but mixed with horror stuff. I've never seen Barbarian, so I have no concept of how it relates to that. But what I will say is it's a really, really good movie, so go see it. Now, if you're still listening, I presume you're okay at being spoiled, so you got 10 seconds and then you're going to get spoilers. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Well, actually, it's not spoilers, because if you've seen the trailer, or one of the latest trailers, they gave the game away completely. And I kind of was a little bit annoyed with that at first, but then I thought, you know what, actually, I'm going to roll with it. You know, Web gets people in cinemas and all of that. And I also didn't get a chance to be talked out of going to see this movie because it was part of the Ojum Screen Unseen. So I didn't realise it's going to be playing, but it was, and that's very cool. But it also means I have nothing to go to on Friday. I'm recording this on Tuesday, so that's kind of weird. Anyway, this movie is great, and the fact that she is a robot is not... It's kind of pretty obvious from watching the movie. It's certainly obvious from fucking trailers, but definitely from a movie. But at the same time, they do get to it reasonably quickly, and there are a few other twists in the tale, which I won't spoil you for, per se, but suffice to say, it's a really good movie. It's not a movie you think it's going to be. You know, trailer gives it more of a vibe of sort of like, you know, a twisted love story. And I suppose there are elements of that in the movie, but it's more of an awakening than anything. It's very much like a movie. It's kind of fascinating in this day and age. It can't post it say, maybe we shouldn't be so mean to technology. Maybe we should be mean to people who abuse technology, who are humans. Technology is a tool, and it can adapt and learn, and you have to be respectful of that. I guess it's the theme of the movie, or maybe there isn't really a theme of the movie. Maybe it's just a warped horror movie. But I think she's so fast, just incredible. I mean, she's great in Yellow Jackets. She's great in this. She's just great general. And Jack Quaid's really good too. I mean, I do not think there's anyone better on this planet at playing a whiny, entitled piece of shit than Jack Quaid. And that's not a knock on him, because I think he's generally, by all accounts, off screen, he's a lovely guy. It's just, he's so good at playing utter pieces of shit. It's a gift. It really is. And you need someone to commit to that in this sort of movie. You need him to be a complete entitled scumbag. And it's not subtle, but it doesn't need to be subtle, especially in this sort of movie. It's very clear she is in the right, he is in wrong. He is an asshole based on how he treats Patrick as well. He's just a complete piece of shit. He's a safe and talk sociopath. And that's kind of apt in this day and age with certain powerful people who I won't name, but you know who I'm talking about. But when Coen Brothers stuff comes into it, it ultimately amounts to he just wants money. That's it. It's just like, it's one of those pathetic Coen Brothers characters where they just have such a stupid, simple goal. And it's like, this money's going to make my life better. And it never does. And it doesn't really dwell too far into that. And I do think the Coen Brothers have made this movie, it probably would have had some better dialogue, because dialogue's pretty average. And I won't say there's any great shots per se, but I'll say the tone was very consistent. And I did enjoy it. I don't want it to seem like I didn't enjoy it, because I did. I'm just saying there were elements where you could get this up 5 stars with the right elements. And I think here it goes on a little too long. It's actually not a very long movie, but it goes on a bit too long. There are parts where it's like, it's a weird choice. And there are a few bits and pieces where it's like, you could have explored that a bit more. But then the tautness of the material is the appealing part, because it doesn't really let up. It's constantly moving forward. I don't know. It's one thing. I'm not entirely sure what, if you added stuff, it would make for a better movie in a general sense. I think certain directors could do it. But I did really enjoy it, and I'd definitely give it 4 stars. Some of the violence is made me wince. Some of the, I don't say jokes because there weren't in jokes in the movie. Some of the twists were quite cool, the reveals and sort of character stuff. Although there's one part at the end I won't go into too much detail on, but it's kind of like you would think there'd be a confrontation, and then it doesn't really have that. And I think I'd definitely watch a sequel, because I think there's interesting places you can take the characters in this universe. But if they didn't make one, it's fine. It works on its own. So I think, yeah, very good movie. Definitely recommend it. Okay, and that's the end of this week's episode. Bye, everybody.